The constant hum of computers filled the United Earth Defense Force Command Center as Admiral Sarah Chen stared at the holographic display. Her weathered face, marked by decades of service, reflected the soft blue glow of dozens of emergency signals. Another colony had gone dark. "That's the third one this month, sir," Lieutenant Rodriguez reported, his voice tight with concern. New Mars colony stopped transmitting exactly 48 hours ago. Sarah nodded slowly, her mind already racing through the patterns she'd been tracking for the past 6 months. These weren't random accidents or equipment failures. The attacks were too precise, too calculated. "Show me all colony attacks from the past year," she ordered. The holographic display shifted, showing red dots scattered across human-controlled space. Most people would see chaos in those points of light. Sarah saw purpose. "Computer, overlay attack times and defensive response data," she commanded. New information flooded the display, and Sarah's suspicions crystallized into certainty. Each attack had tested a different aspect of human military capability: response time, weapon systems, communication networks. "They're studying us," she whispered, then turned to address the room. "These aren't random raids. We're being probed for weaknesses." The command center fell silent. Everyone knew who they were: the alien civilizations that humanity had detected but never officially contacted. For decades, Earth had picked up fragments of their transmissions, learned pieces of their languages, and prepared for the possibility of conflict. "Admiral," a young analyst called out, "new data from Deep Space Array 7. We're detecting unusual energy signatures at the edge of the Kuiper Belt. Multiple objects moving in formation." Sarah's lips curved into a small smile. This was what she'd been waiting for. The pieces were falling into place. "Send message HD7 to all Colonial Defense Forces," she ordered. Authentication code Chen Alpha 97. Lieutenant Rodriguez's eyes widened. "Sir, HD7 is the prepare for major combat operations alert." "Are you sure?" "More sure than I've ever been," Sarah replied, walking to the center of the room. "What we're seeing isn't just alien activity. It's a coordinated reconnaissance effort by multiple species. They think we're primitive, easy prey. They've been testing our defenses, looking for weak points to exploit." She gestured at the display, highlighting multiple attack vectors. "See these patterns? They're methodical, precise. They want to know how quickly we respond, what weapons we use, how we communicate. They think they're being clever, gathering intelligence for a major invasion." The room erupted in worried murmurs, but Sarah raised her hand for silence. "What they don't realize is that we've known about them for 50 years. Every response they've seen from us has been carefully crafted. We've been feeding them exactly what we want them to see." She pressed a button, and the display showed Earth's true defensive capabilities. Massive underground weapon complexes, planetary shield generators, fleets of stealth ships hidden in plain sight. For half a century, humanity has been preparing. We've built our defenses to look primitive while hiding our true strength. And now they've finally shown their hand. Sarah turned to face her crew, her voice firm with conviction. "Send a message to all United Earth Defense Force commands. Operation Shadow Screen is complete. Begin Phase 2, Revelation." She looked back at the display where the alien ships continued their careful approach. They thought they were the hunters, studying their prey. Soon they would learn that they had walked straight into humanity's trap. "Let them come," Sarah said quietly. "We're ready. And it's time to show them exactly what humanity is capable of." In the darkness of space, Earth's hidden defenses began to power up, ready to deliver humanity's warning to any aliens foolish enough to mistake preparation for weakness. Dr. James Zhang walked through the massive underground facility beneath the Himalayas, his footsteps echoing off steel walls. Even after 15 years of working here, the scale of humanity's secret preparations still amazed him. The date on his tablet read 2174, exactly 50 years before Admiral Chen would face humanity's first real alien threat. Another simulation complete, Doctor, his AI assistant, reported through his earpiece. The planetary shield successfully deflected all theoretical attacks. James nodded, passing rows of engineers working on massive machines. Few people on Earth knew these facilities existed. While the public saw only regular military bases and research centers on the surface, the real work happened underground. He stopped at a viewing window overlooking an enormous chamber. Below, workers assembled pieces of what looked like a typical communications satellite. But James knew better. Each satellite contained advanced weapon systems disguised as ordinary equipment. Dr. Zhang called out Dr. Maria Santos, rushing up to him with excitement in her eyes. The test results from Mars base are in. The colony's disguise systems are working perfectly. From orbit, it looks like a simple mining operation. James smiled. The Mars base was one of his proudest achievements. A full military fortress hidden beneath the appearance of a civilian colony. And the weapon systems. Completely invisible to all known scanning methods, Maria replied. The aliens won't see anything but basic mining equipment and habitat domes. They'll have no idea each dome can transform into a missile silo. They walked together to the main control room, where a massive screen showed Project Fortress Earth's progress. Green lights indicated completed systems, underground cities that could house millions, asteroid bases disguised as mining operations, and weapon platforms hidden in plain sight throughout the solar system. Sometimes I wonder if we're being too paranoid, Maria said softly. We haven't even met them yet, and we're preparing for war. James stopped at his workstation, bringing up images from deep space telescopes. We've seen what they do to unprepared civilizations. Remember the signals we intercepted from the Centauri sector? An entire species wiped out because they weren't ready. He typed commands into his computer, showing recordings of alien ships destroying distant worlds. They don't make contact first. They don't offer peace. They attack without warning, targeting what they think are weak species. But we'll be ready, Maria said, understanding in her voice. Exactly. James brought up the latest defense plans. On the surface, Earth looks like a level 2 civilization, just beginning to explore space. But hidden beneath that facade, we're actually level 4, Maria finished. With technology they won't expect for another 1,000 years. An alarm beeped on James's tablet. Time for the weekly test, he announced, initiating Defense Protocol 7. Around the solar system, hidden systems quietly activated. Asteroids shifted slightly, revealing concealed weapon ports. Orbital platforms ran silent weapon checks. Underground bases verified their shields. All systems operating at peak efficiency, the AI reported. Earth's defensive grid remains undetectable to current alien scanning technology. James looked at the detailed readouts with satisfaction. Humanity had spent 50 years preparing for this threat. While the public lived their normal lives above ground, millions worked in secret to protect Earth. Update from the language division, Maria said, checking her tablet. They've decoded 3 more alien languages. The translation computers are ready. Good. James stored his tablet and headed toward the exit. Remember what the old saying says, hope for peace. But prepare for war, Maria finished. Do you think it will be enough? James paused at the door, looking back at the massive facility humming with activity. It has to be. Because when they finally come, we'll only get one chance to show them that humanity isn't the easy target they think we are. In orbit, another communications satellite launched, taking its place in Earth's invisible defense network. To anyone watching, it looked like routine maintenance. But like everything humanity had built in the past 50 years, its true purpose remained hidden, waiting for the day it would be needed. Admiral Chen watched the alien scout fleet approach Europa, Jupiter's ice-covered moon. Her plan was working perfectly. After weeks of making the moon's defenses look weak and poorly managed, the aliens had finally taken the bait. Enemy ships in position, Admiral reported Captain from his station. They think our defense systems are malfunctioning. Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The aliens had no idea they were flying into a carefully planned trap. On her command screen, she could see 12 alien vessels, their sleek shapes dark against the stars. They looked like giant black arrows designed to slice through space. "Status of Operation Mousetrap," she asked. "All systems ready," Captain Lee replied. "Hidden weapons are powered up, but still undetectable. Europa base is showing false signals of panic and confusion, just as planned." The alien ships moved closer to Europa's surface, exactly where Sarah wanted them. For months, humanity had leaked fake information about a vital research base hidden under the moon's ice. The aliens thought they had discovered a weakness in Earth's defenses. "They're launching landing craft," another officer announced. 5 small ships heading for the surface. Sarah straightened in her chair. "Send the coded warning to all personnel on Europa. Begin countdown to activation." On her screen, she could see the alien ships landing on the ice. They probably thought they were being stealthy, but hundreds of hidden sensors tracked their every move. Years of preparation were about to pay off. "Enemy ground forces deploying," Captain Lee reported. "They're approaching the fake base entrance." Sarah picked up her command microphone. "Attention all forces. Execute Operation Mousetrap. Now." At first, nothing seemed to happen. Then Europa's surface began to change. Huge sections of ice split apart, revealing thousands of weapon platforms that had been hidden beneath the surface. The fake research base disappeared, replaced by a massive fortress of steel and energy shields. Multiple enemy ships attempting emergency takeoff, someone reported, excitement in their voice. "Not this time," Sarah said quietly. "Activate gravity nets." Invisible fields of energy appeared around the alien ships, holding them in place. On her screen, Sarah could see panic spreading through the enemy fleet. They had expected to find a helpless research station. Instead, they were trapped in humanity's first demonstration of real power. "All weapons locked on target," Captain Lee announced. "Ready to fire on your command." Sarah stood up, her voice clear and strong. "Open a channel to all alien vessels. Broadcast in their languages." The communication officer nodded, and Sarah began to speak. "Attention alien forces. This is Admiral Sarah Chen of the United Earth Defense Force. You have entered restricted space and triggered our defense systems. However, we are not like you. We do not destroy without warning." She paused, letting her words sink in. "Look around you. Every weapon in this system is aimed at your ships. We could destroy you instantly. Instead, we offer you a choice. Surrender and carry our message back to your leaders." On the screens, the alien ships hung motionless, caught in humanity's trap. Sarah continued, "This was not a coincidence. We let you find us. We fed you false information. Every weakness you thought you discovered was part of our plan." She gestured, and the weapons platforms powered up their targeting systems, creating a light show that was impossible to miss. Return to your people and tell them what you saw here. Tell them that humanity is not weak. Tell them that we are ready. The alien ships remained frozen for several long moments. Then one by one, they sent surrender signals. Deactivate gravity nets, Sarah ordered. Let them go. They have a message to deliver. As the alien ships retreated, their movements hurried and frightened, Sarah knew that humanity's first demonstration had worked perfectly. The real question was, would the aliens be wise enough to listen to this warning, or would they need a stronger demonstration of Earth's power? High Commander Zixtal of the Galactic Coalition paced in the grand chamber of their flagship, his crystalline skin reflecting the light of distant stars. The emergency meeting of the Coalition Council had been going for hours, and the news kept getting worse. "Impossible!" shouted Council Member Vreen, their tentacles waving in agitation. "These humans couldn't have deceived us for so long. We've watched them for centuries." Sixtel stopped pacing and pointed to the holographic display showing their failed attack on Europa. And yet they did. Every piece of information we gathered about them was exactly what they wanted us to see. The chamber fell silent as footage from the Europa incident played again. They watched their best scout ships fall into the human trap, watched weapons appear from nowhere, saw their forces completely outmaneuvered. "Show the historical comparison," Zixtal ordered. The display changed, showing years of observations of Earth. "Look here," he said, highlighting images from 50 years ago. "We thought their space stations were poorly designed. Their satellites seemed primitive. Their colonies appeared vulnerable." He paused, letting his next words sink in. "We were wrong. All of it was fake." Council Member Kraft, the oldest among them, leaned forward on their gravity throne. "How did we miss this? Our technology is superior. Our civilization is thousands of years older than theirs." Zixtal brought up new images, the real human defense systems revealed during the Europa incident. "Because we were arrogant. We saw what we expected to see. A young species, barely able to reach their own moon." "The mining operations in their asteroid belt," another council member said slowly. "Those weren't really mines, were they?" "No," Zixtal replied. "They're weapon platforms. The cargo ships we've been tracking, disguised warships. Those primitive orbital stations, military fortresses." The display showed more footage, this time from their retreating ships. Hidden installations all through the solar system were powering up, revealing their true nature. What they had thought was a simple, developing civilization was actually a carefully crafted illusion. "It gets worse," Zixtal continued. "Check the radiation signatures from Earth itself." He brought up the data, showing energy readings that had been carefully hidden until now. "They have planetary shields. Technology we thought was centuries beyond them." Vreen slammed their tentacle on the council table. "But how? How did they know to prepare?" Zixtal's voice grew quiet. "Because they detected us long ago. They intercepted our communications, learned our languages, studied our tactics. While we watched them, thinking ourselves clever, they were watching us back." The council chamber erupted in worried discussions. Species that had been planning to conquer Earth now realized they had severely underestimated their target. "There's something else," Zixtal added, silencing the room. "We found this in the data from our retreating ships." He played a new recording, showing massive energy signatures throughout Earth's solar system. "These aren't just defensive weapons. The humans have built enough firepower to strike back at all our homeworlds." "Surely they don't know where we are," Kraft said, but there was fear in their voice. "They do." Zixtal brought up star maps showing human stealth probes that had mapped their entire civilization. they've known for years. Every weakness in our defenses, every vulnerable colony, they've found them all. The council sat in stunned silence. Their perfect plan to conquer Earth had backfired completely. The primitive species they planned to enslave had turned out to be more prepared, more cunning, and more dangerous than they ever imagined. "We have a message from Earth," an aide announced nervously. "Admiral Chen wants to speak to the council." Sixto looked at the worried faces around him. They had all seen what happened at Europa. None of them wanted to see what else humanity could do if provoked further. "Put her through," he ordered. "I think it's time we listened to what the humans have to say." Admiral Chen stood calmly on the bridge of her flagship, the UES Defender, as she prepared to show the alien coalition just how thoroughly they were trapped. The massive view screen showed hundreds of alien ships that had gathered at the edge of the solar system, trying to look threatening. "They still think they have the advantage of numbers," she said to Captain Lee. "Time to show them how wrong they are." Sarah pressed a button on her command share. "This is Admiral Chen to all Earth defense stations. Execute Operation Web Reveal. Authorization code, Spider's Threat." Across the solar system, humanity's hidden defenses began to transform. In the asteroid belt, what looked like ordinary space rocks split apart, revealing gleaming weapon systems. Thousands of asteroids that aliens had scanned and dismissed as worthless chunks of rock turned into a massive minefield. "First wave of revelations complete," reported Lieutenant Rodriguez. "Asteroid defense grid online and visible." The alien fleet's formation wavered as they detected the new threats. But Sarah wasn't finished. Begin Phase 2. On Mars, the primitive human colonies suddenly changed. The simple dome structures opened like flowers, each one containing advanced weapon systems. The dusty Martian surface rippled as hidden hangar doors revealed spacecraft that had been buried for decades. Mars Defense Force reporting ready came the call over the command channel. All weapons locked on target. Captain Lee checked his readings. "Admiral, the alien fleet is falling back. They're trying to regroup." "They haven't seen anything yet," Sarah said. "Begin Phase 3. Activate the orbital platforms." Around Earth, dozens of seemingly old and inefficient space stations began to change. Their outer shells, designed to look like outdated technology, fell away. Hidden engines fired up, moving the stations into attack positions. Each station now bristled with weapons that the aliens had never imagined humans could possess. Getting panic signals from the alien fleet, Rodriguez reported, trying to hide his smile. "They're requesting immediate communication." Before Sarah could respond, more reports flooded in. Jupiter Defense Ring online. Venus Shield Array activated. Mercury Solar Cannon ready. Lunar Base Weapons Grid powered up. The alien fleet was now completely surrounded. Every direction they looked, they found another human weapon system that had been perfectly hidden until now. Their grand invasion force had sailed straight into humanity's trap. "Open communication channel," Sarah ordered. The main screen showed the alien council members, their faces showing various signs of shock and fear. "This is your final warning," Sarah announced, her voice firm. "Look around you. Every piece of human technology you dismissed as primitive or poorly designed was built for this moment. Those inefficient engines you mocked, designed to hide their true power. Those weak-looking colonies, military bases in disguise. Those simple satellites, each one a weapon platform." She gestured, and the view screen showed more demonstrations. The surface of Europa cracked open to reveal massive gun batteries. Pluto's orbit shifted as hidden engines activated. Even Earth's moon showed its true nature as sections of its surface transformed to reveal fortress-like structures. For 50 years, Sarah continued, You watched us and planned to conquer what you thought was an easy target. But we saw you coming. Every weakness you found was a trap we set. Every flaw you detected was exactly what we wanted you to see. The Alien Council members looked at each other in growing horror as more and more human defenses revealed themselves. Their mighty invasion fleet now looked small and vulnerable in comparison. You have two choices, Sarah said. Retreat now and live in peace with us, or she pressed another button, and thousands more weapons locked onto the alien fleet. Find out what else we've been hiding. The aliens didn't need long to decide. Their fleet began to retreat, their formations broken, their confidence shattered. As they fled, Sarah allowed herself a small smile. The spider's web had worked perfectly, and the prey had learned their lesson without a single shot being fired. Dr. Maria Santos stood in the newly captured alien research station, surrounded by holographic displays showing thousands of years of alien observations about humanity. After the alien fleet's retreat, they had abandoned several outposts, including this secret facility hidden in the Kuiper Belt. You need to see this, Admiral, she called to Sarah Chen, who had personally come to investigate. They're records about humans. They're fascinating. Sarah walked over, her experienced eyes scanning the alien text that their computers were rapidly translating. Show me what you found. Maria brought up the first file, dated from 300 years ago. They've been studying us since before we invented electricity. But look at what scared them the most. The display showed human history, not just recent events, but everything. Wars, peace treaties, technological advances, and most importantly, how quickly humans adapted to new situations. This is their first warning about us, Maria explained, pointing to an alien report. They noticed something unique about humans. While other species evolved to be specialists, humans remained adaptable. We never stopped being able to learn and change. Sarah nodded slowly. Show me more. The next display showed human warfare through alien eyes. They were terrified by how quickly we advanced, Maria continued. Look at this, from basic firearms to nuclear weapons in less than 200 years. No other species had ever developed technology so fast. But it wasn't just our weapons that scared them, she added, bringing up more files. It was how we think. Other species would take centuries to adapt to new threats. Humans, we could change our entire strategy overnight. The display showed more alien observations, humans surviving in every climate on Earth, creating tools for any situation, turning weaknesses into strengths. The aliens had watched in growing fear as humanity solved problem after problem. Here's the most interesting part, Maria said, highlighting a recent report. They found evidence of our hidden defenses 50 years ago, but they didn't understand what they were seeing. They thought it was impossible for a species to plan so far ahead. Sarah smiled slightly. They didn't understand that preparing for the worst is part of human nature. Exactly. Maria brought up more translations. Look at their military analysis. Every other species they encountered either fought head-on or ran away. But humans, we set traps. We used deception. We turned our entire solar system into one giant defensive web while making it look like normal development. The next display showed why the aliens had decided to attack now. They thought they had to stop us before we got too powerful, Maria explained. Their scientists predicted that at our current rate of advancement, we would surpass their technology within 100 years. They were wrong, Sarah said quietly. We already had. Maria nodded, bringing up the final set of files. Their biggest mistake was thinking we would follow the same development path as other species. They expected us to build obvious weapons, visible defenses. Instead, instead, we hid everything, Sarah finished. Because that's what humans do. We learn from our mistakes. We prepare for threats before they arrive. The last display showed the aliens' final analysis of humanity, written just before their failed invasion. This species demonstrates unprecedented adaptability. They learn from every encounter, improve after every failure. Most concerning is their ability to deceive. Their entire civilization appears primitive on the surface, yet shows signs of advanced planning and preparation. If not contained now, humanity may become the dominant force in the galaxy. Sarah looked at the warning with satisfaction. They thought they were being cautious by attacking early. Instead, they gave us exactly what we needed, time to prepare. Maria closed the files, her expression thoughtful. Do you think they understand now? How completely they underestimated us. They're about to, Sarah replied, checking her comm device. Because now that we have their records, we know exactly what they fear most. She smiled. And we're going to use that knowledge to ensure they never think about attacking Earth again. The alien archives continued to glow, revealing more secrets about why humanity's enemies had feared them, and why they had been right to do so. 1 month after the failed invasion, Admiral Sarah Chen stood before the gathered representatives of the alien coalition. The meeting took place on Lunar Base Alpha, now revealed as one of humanity's most powerful military installations. Through the base's transparent dome, Earth hung beautifully in the black sky, a constant reminder of what humanity was protecting. Your civilizations have a choice to make, Sarah announced to the alien delegates. Each wore environmental suits designed for their unique species. Some floated in anti-gravity fields, others stood on mechanical legs, but all watched her with nervous attention. Behind her, a massive holographic display showed the locations of every alien homeworld, colony, and military base that human stealth ships had mapped over the past 50 years. The aliens shifted uncomfortably, seeing just how much humanity knew about them. For centuries, you watched us, Sarah continued, her voice calm but firm. You saw us fight our wars, build our cities, and reach for the stars. You thought you were being clever, hiding in the shadows, waiting for the perfect moment to strike. She pressed a button, and the display changed to show the recent battle at Europa. But while you watched us, we watched you back. We learned your languages, studied your tactics, and found your weaknesses. Every alien species in this room thought Earth would be an easy conquest. You were wrong. High Commander Zixtal stepped forward, his crystalline form reflecting the Earth's light. We understand now, Admiral. Your species possesses capabilities we never imagined. But what do you want from us? Sarah smiled slightly. What we've always wanted, peaceful coexistence. Despite what you might think, humans don't desire war. We prepare for it because we must, but we prefer peace. She brought up new images showing trade routes, scientific discoveries, and cultural exchanges. Humanity offers you a choice. First option, join us in peace. Share knowledge, trade resources, grow together. We can teach you about adaptation and innovation, while you can share your experiences from centuries of space travel. And the second option? Asked Council Member Vreen nervously. Sarah's expression hardened. Continue to see us as enemies, and discover exactly why we've spent 50 years preparing for war. Every one of your worlds is already within range of our hidden fleets. We could strike anywhere, anytime, and you wouldn't see us coming until it was too late. The alien representatives looked at each other, communicating in their various ways. They had all seen Earth's power. They had all read the reports about humanity's capabilities. Choose peace, Sarah continued, and we'll help you advance faster than you ever thought possible. Choose conflict, She let the threat hang in the air. After what seemed like hours of discussion, High Commander Zixtal spoke for the coalition. "We choose peace, Admiral Chen. Your species has proven itself not just powerful, but wise. You could have destroyed us, but instead you offer cooperation." Sarah nodded, genuine warmth entering her voice. "Then let today mark the beginning of a new era. Earth will share its defensive technologies with all peaceful worlds. Together, we can protect against any future threats to our civilizations." She pressed one final button, and all of Earth's weapons powered down. The massive defense grid became invisible once again, hiding beneath its careful disguise. It wasn't gone. It would never be gone. But it no longer needed to be displayed. "Welcome," Sarah said, "to a peaceful galaxy." Later that day, as the alien delegates began their journey home, Sarah stood in her command center one last time. "Computer, update status of Project Guardian." The AI responded promptly. "Phase 1, Defense of Earth, complete. Phase 2, Alien integration, beginning. Status, peace achieved through strength." Sarah looked up at the Earth, still beautiful, still protected. Humanity had faced its first major test in the galaxy and passed not through destruction, but through wisdom and preparation. The stars had once seemed like a threat. Now they were full of possibilities. "End report," she said quietly. "Humanity stands ready."